Welcome to this week's Uncommon Ground podcast with your host, myself, Jonathan Silva, and Louis B. Free. Today we are interviewing Oreo the Bunny Fun Mom, Belle.
Jonathan Silva.
Yes.
Good to see you, brother.
You too.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, again, for new listeners, and about
Jonathan
Rabbit
Silva.
Savior.
I'm the founder of Rabbit Savior. We're a rabbit platform with multiple programs on there. And then today we have Oreo the Bunny.
Wow, good jump, Oreo. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
So we got Belle on today. Belle, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Belle, and I am Oreo the Bunny Rabbit's bun mom. So for those who don't know me, I run Oreo social media, mainly on Instagram. We just hit around 100,000 followers. And then on TikTok, we actually just hit 300,000 on TikTok too.
No way.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So we are excited about that. And then today we're, going to be talking about all of that and also meeting Oreo too.
Maybe Belle, sometime you can teach me about Instagram.
Oh, sure.
I marvel at some of the things that people can do with Instagram. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, your page is one of the nicest pages I've ever seen with content. It flows good. The colors. Good job.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good job.
That's fantastic. Real quick story before we get into talking more with you with Belle and Belle, Oreo's mom. A friend of mine called me recently. He's in government, and I don't want to identify him. That his son's rabbit had hurt its back, and he needed recommendation because the vet that they use doesn't have expertise. Bottom line, he took the rabbit and had all kinds of scans, and he asked me, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing, et cetera, et cetera. He told me the story that his son, they had a dog that he called Flopsy Cottontail or something like that, a dog. And that dog died, and it broke his son's heart. He's a teenager, and he says that the rabbit Thumper saved his life, which makes me think of you and me, Jonathan. Forgive me. It was just a beautiful story for someone that isn't a rabbit person, but has driven far to get to a good vet, a good animal hospital. So it's just, people don't get what they mean. A lot of people don't get what they mean to us.
No.
So forgive me for digressing there. Belle, a little bit about how you got into
you wanted on Instagram, right?
Yeah. I mean, when did you get Oreo?
Rabbit.
What was your
Okay, yeah, let's start about rabbit. So originally I was never a rabbit person, actually. I grew up in Thailand, and rabbits are not one of the most popular pets. I mean, here too, but it's quite a lot more in the States. So it was actually during the pandemic, and the pandemic just started for a few months. And I was in a position where I was financially and physically ready to, provide for a pet. And I love all animals, all furry animals. And the decision just came down to what type of pet do I want? And
how'd you choose a rabbit?
So my partner is actually allergic to cats, even though I also love cats up until then. And my partner actually grew up with a rabbit before too. So we kind of dabbled on the idea of a rabbit. And I was like, you know what? Why not? They're cute. I can learn about them and all those. So I can honestly say that, I didn't know much about rabbits before that. I knew that, they lived in cages, but they can free roam and all that. So I did a lot of research on it. I watched YouTube videos, went online. And the one thing that really got me going was after applying for adopting a rabbit, I applied to almost like every rabbit rescue around the area. I was like, I'm going to get a rabbit, but I'm going to adopt one. And the House Rabbit Society of the area actually contacted me. And we had like an hour conversation about it. And she pretty much taught me how to take care of a rabbit.
It's wonderful.
That's good.
So and I was like, okay, great. Yes. Okay. No cages. I'll do that. And she told me everything about food and diet, to what to look out for and them getting sick and all that. So After that, I know some people might, get thrown off by that and were like, hey, well, that's a lot more than I thought. And to me, I felt that way too. And I was like, I'm getting a rabbit. So I was like, I will do anything and provide anything for that rabbit, as you said.
That's beautiful. I think we will all agree, you're not a rabbit person until you become until you bring a rabbit, until you bring a rabbit in your home. Because again, you can be a dog person and not have a dog at home, a cat person, not have a cat, or both. But until rabbits, they're not common, and they're they're very, very different. They're prey, etc. But it's just, and then you realize in your heart that you're now a rabbit person.
Yes, I think it's because they take a lot of time to get to know them, since they're prey animals and all. Yeah. But they really show their personality and just how special they are as the more you spend the time with it. So you can't just go to a friend's house and be like, pet the rabbit. Oh, so cute. I'm now a rabbit person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Early days with you and Oreo. So what was it like? You bring Oreo home and...
Yeah, I remember it very clearly, even until today. But I remember bringing him home. We drove around an hour into DC, because that's where the foster parent was in. We drove an hour to DC. It was during the pandemic, so I actually didn't get to meet him in person before I adopted him. We did it through FaceTime. But when we were FaceTiming and I saw him move, I was just like, this is it. Where I'm taking him. Like, when can I go pick him up? But so I actually gave the foster parent a carrier. He went up to his apartment, put Oreo in, and just handed him off in the carrier. And just that I didn't get to see him even through before. But anyways, we brought him home. We already had all the setup ready, and he is a very adaptable rabbit. And I'm sure some rabbits are not, but I think almost every rabbit is quite, adaptable, more than people think.
Yeah.
And the good thing I remember about Oreo, that he used the litter box right away. Like, he knew exactly where it was, even though it was new litter, new litter box, new area. He just knew to jump in. And I think it's because the hay was in there, but still.
Oh, he smelled the hay. Yeah.
Yes. But still, it was just, I was ready to, wash the floors, change the blankets out, but he just used it right away. So I was very impressed.
That's for you with that. I mean, right away, it smelled the hay, and we rabbit people all know what that's like, and pops in there. That's wonderful right away. And a little bit more. So after a few days, or
after a few days, he's seems like he's always been a friendly rabbit. I want to think that, his life before getting given up at the shelter and all, that he was treated well, because he's not too scared of people and all. Okay. So it wasn't too hard to, pet him a little bit. He was still a little bit doubtful of me. So just very slowly, I spent a lot of time in his pen. We started in a pen first, so he gets used to the idea. But I spent a lot of time just, squeezed up in the pen, and he was hopping around me, getting him used to me. And then after a few days, he warmed up even more. We started to let him out into the living room. And then he loves to explore. We knew that he was going to start to chew on some baseboards and carpets. And
I was going to ask you, what did he chew up initially?
Well, we had a lot of toys. First, he really liked his house. The first day, I still have it somewhere, not in his room though, but I made a little house out of, cardboard box. I cut out a door in the front, even a window on the side, because I thought that would be cute. But the first day he came to our home, he went into the house and he started chewing the window of the cardboard box.
Yeah, as they do. What things that he shouldn't be chewing? I shouldn't say should. Other things, like you said, baseboards, carpet. I always tell people they're chewers. I had books on the floor, and of course chewed up the binding. So. What in your home?
Yeah, the first thing I think he tried was carpet. He would find a corner and start digging on it, pulling out the carpet strings. Luckily, I was there to supervise. This is the first time I've ever had a rabbit free roam. So I was supervising him the whole time. When he started, I had to like, hey, I just clap my hands really loudly to make him stop. But that was his first kind of obsession in a way.
Carpet.
And he moved on to a little bit of cardboard. He moved on to my shoes because I had shoes in like a little shoe rack. So he would hop into the shoe rack, which, you know, it's like on wires. Doesn't your feet hurt on that? But he would hop on there and start biting like the corners of or the edges of my shoe.
And those shoes are precious to you now, right?
Yes, of course.
More so. I know, like I said, the books that I have, they're precious to me. They're not going anywhere because of the bond you feel. It's like, Miso did this.
You wanna save.
A little bit more about your social media. Belle, how did you develop such an incredible following?
Thank you. So actually, I started it just for, you know, fun as a millennial growing up. We grew up with, you know, the start of social media. Facebook was just started with us. Instagram just started when we were growing up too. So everybody had a social media account, and I've been following, you know, all the famous dogs on Instagram, the grumpy cat, a bunch of cute corgis. So when I finally had Oreo, I was like, you know, I'll start a page for him. But initially it was just to have a collection of him, you know, to have like a specific place where I could always go back to like look at the days and what happened in each day. Yes, like a little memory album. And I also didn't want to flood my own personal accounts with Oreo because my friends and families would eventually get bored of that. So that's how it all started.
How quickly did it grow? I'm sorry, Belle, go ahead.
It's okay. No. It grew, I would say, I actually never went back to check the numbers, but I remember within the first month we got, you know, a few hundred followers, but I was actively on there. I started with just, you know, having friends, my close friends follow. And then I quickly got to know how big the Rabbit Instagram community is. It's huge.
Massive.
You would never imagine as someone who's, you know, never been on Rabbit Instagram. Yeah. But once we got in, you know, the app kind of connected us with a bunch of other Instagrams, a bunch of other bunnies, and I quickly, you know, made friends, talked to other bunnies. I saw other cute bunnies. I commented on their posts. They commented on ours. So I think engaging a lot and just genuinely, you know, diving in, hoping to like, you know, meet other bunnies is like the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I agree. There wasn't social media when we first started bringing rescue rabbits into our home, and to see all of them and how popular they are is just fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
So I got a question. How many hours a day do you actually spend on Instagram, post content? Because I know people want to know this.
Yes. So it depends. I would say if I had to average it per day, it would be around 1 hour to maybe 3 if I am struggling.
That's still a long time. 3 hours.
Yes, it is still a lot of time. I know a lot of people, sometimes I think we call it like batch making the content. Okay. So you would, you know, pick a few pictures in advance and then schedule them, and then I can talk more into that too.
Okay.
But a lot of the time, if you have the opportunity to take, you know, pictures of your rabbit, if it's doing something cute, you're, you know, spending special time somewhere, take a bunch of pictures and photos right away. Nobody can tell if, you know, you are taking it today or yesterday or a week ago.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless you are outside. We have, you know, Oreo is also known for his outdoor porch.
Yes.
So that I started to notice that after a year of doing it is that I couldn't rely on old photos all the time because the seasons change. So you can tell when the trees start to fall, the leaves starting to be green. And I was like, wait, I can't use one from the winter because there are no leaves on the trees. Yes. But yeah, so around 1 to 3 hours of work, also depending on what type of content you're putting out, like if it's videos, reels, or TikToks. Okay. To me personally, sometimes those are easier to make, but also harder, more time consuming in a way that you have to edit them. If it's just like quick, if it's trendy sounds like, you know, 5 seconds of something funny that's really quick to do. but sometimes you want edits in there, and people really like fast cut, fast paced video content. So that can be a bit time consuming.
See, I didn't even know you could edit videos for Instagram. I'm an old guy, low tech. I'm learning a lot.
No, it's okay. It's almost like YouTube. It's short form YouTube and in portrait mode instead of landscape mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot. Go ahead. Go ahead, Belle.
Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, so around 1 to 3 hours. I also do I spend a lot of time with Oreo, and that's one thing I would tell everyone too is, if you're interested in starting an Instagram seriously or not even seriously, is of course to get to know your rabbit or your pet or your content the best. You have to know what your rabbit's personality is, what's unique about your pet that you want to share with the rest of the world. And it could just be, a cute marking on its back, how they love to drink water and, make squeaky sounds. Maybe yours snores. I know some rabbits do that too. But to focus on a few like features that really make your rabbit and your pet stand out. Yeah, because there's millions of pet accounts out there, and they will never be what you say. There's always going to be more. There's always going to be someone else. There's always going to be another rabbit, and also you have to dive into the mindset of just showing, your pet what's special about it, and that's all. What's you're passionate about? Yes.
But were you savvy with Instagram prior to Oreo?
Not as savvy as I am now. I have my own Instagram, like I said, growing up with social media being a new thing. So I've done Facebook before. I've created before Instagram was a thing, I was into Facebook, obviously, and I've created Facebook pages for like my groups at school. I think there was like a charity kind of like biking marathon event at school that I was involved in, and I helped create that. But that wasn't it was just like right up to for the event. So I would kind of like post charities about it, what the event was about. So I did have some experience in social media, never professionally trained, never went to school, never took a course for it, just, with growing up with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Growing up with it. That's and being young probably is another aspect of it.
I wouldn't say young now.
Was there like a place you went to on YouTube to understand like editing?
Not actually. When Instagram came out, just like, TikTok and all the other apps, everybody flooded towards it. So I got my own account, and being in an environment where my friends also used it. So we actually, just like Facebook, we used it for our personal feed at first to, show what we did. One thing I also want to mention is that I'm a professional musician. I'm a classical pianist. So in part of being a musician and performer, you need to have some sort of, presence, whether it's social media or public presence.
I see, yeah.
So I think that really helped me too. I knew how to, perform on stage. So I kind of transferred that onto social media, how to, when I had like, good pictures of myself showing, posting pictures of me playing the piano, or when I was younger, I did, competitions and all that. So I would, post about my achievements or what I'm working towards. So in that way, I had some experience in, what would you call it? Like marketing myself.
That's, and thank you, Belle, for saying when you were younger, not saying when you were young, because you're still very young. It's all perspective, but I appreciate that. If you don't mind, this is a little off, but classical pianist, what got you into piano and music?
Well, my parents did. They just decided that, I should learn music, also partly because I was probably a little all over the place as a very little kid, like a 3-year-old. So at 4, they thought that music could, help channel my energy.
At 4 years old.
At 4 years old, I started. So yes, but it's a music class. There's a lot of music classes for young children. Right, so you just get to know how to sing, how to move, how to listen to music, and then from that I grew into piano.
What was the first foray into doing it professionally? What was that like for you?
Sorry, say that again.
Doing it professionally, then what was the transition to doing it professionally?
I see. It was around high school where, I had to decide what I wanted to do for college. And I realized that I was a little better at piano than maybe math or science or arts and other languages. So that's how I got into it. So I went through school for piano, like professional training, all 3 degrees.
Well, that's what.
But
Go ahead.
yeah, getting into it was rough. Like any other fields of work, it's competitive, it's a lot of hard work. And I think especially for music, people don't realize that something that could be enjoyable can be very stressful.
Yes.
That's interest. That is interesting. That is interesting.
Yes.
What does Oreo do when you're playing piano?
Oh, he loves it.
That's wonderful.
I think he's very used to music, to sounds. And one thing that he's really used to is people talking. He loves the sound of people talking.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
When I'm on the phone with my friends, my families, and the more I talk, he would sometimes even flop if I'm around the area, and he would just like,
wow,
this is like music to my ears.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Yes. But unfortunately, Oreo does not get access to my piano room because he might start chewing
Chewing on the piano. I get that.
Piano, and
no, I get that.
That's my precious baby too.
Yeah, I get that. They'll chew up. Yeah. Chewers.
Yes, but he has roamed around under supervision, and I have played, and he doesn't seem to mind the sound at all, no matter how loud or how soft it is.
That's interesting. That likes the sound of talking. Likes to hear you. That's really interesting. And will flop when you're talking. That's wonderful.
Not always, but he would relax and chill out, lie out when I talk.
Yeah.
So the talking is like music to Oreo's ears, right?
Yes.
So,
is he with you right now?
Yes, he is. He's right here. Let's see. I don't know if I can.
Yeah. Let me get.
There he is.
Oh, there's the wonderful bun. Oh,
hi.
Look.
Hi, baby.
You want to say hi, Oreo? Oh, he loves to be.
Gone. Oh, back.
Oh, he's still there.
There he is.
Hi, honey.
So cute.
He's beautiful. Beautiful bun.
Thank you.
Love his markings.
Yeah. How old do you know? I mean, I know when they're rescues, you don't always know.
Yes. They estimated him to be around 1 year old when he was given the date of like the day before he was given up as 1 year old. I'm pretty sure that that's an estimate. Like, why would anyone give up a rabbit on its birthday or the day after its birthday? So right now he's almost 3.5 years old. I'm hoping that he's younger, because we don't know for sure. But he wasn't neutered when he was given up at the shelter. So the rescue that took him in, that he was eventually transferred to, neutered him.
Gotcha.
That's good. That's good. And we all know how important that is for for a lot of reasons: behavior, lifespan, etc.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you get him to stay in position for pictures? What's your trick? Start to go away.
Great.
So he is very food motivated and treat motivated, as any rabbit.
Of course.
Right? So I would get treat or sometimes even a little herb, and then I would position him where he wants to. I usually spin him around first and then have him kind of stay. Let's see if he would do it. Should I give an example?
Please.
I love that setup. Look at that.
Yeah, for listeners, I'll post the video up later.
Yeah.
And wonderful.
Oreo, come here.
Oh, look.
Can you come here, buddy?
Oh, look at
that.
that.
I want him to go up on there. Sometimes I do a little spin if he doesn't get in position. And then I kind of quickly give him the treat, step back, and then take some pictures.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful.
And then he follows along, and you can always have the treat in front of you. Let's see. Would you want to show people some tricks, buddy?
Oh,
yes, you do.
Beautiful, beautiful bun.
Yes, so.
We're watching for
We'll show off. You ready? Okay. Can we do a high five? Good boy.
Yes.
Can we do a pump?
That is amazing.
Paw, please come up here first. Pump. Good boy. There you go. That's a good boy.
That's wonderful.
I don't know if we can do, let's see.
Just
Can we
tricks.
do the hoops I recently just started, or a few days ago, we tried a new trick, right, Oreo? Can we do a little hoop thing? Okay, you ready? Can you go over?
Oh, wow.
Good boy. Over.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead. Over.
That is
No?
so awesome.
Okay, one more.
That is great.
Good boy. That
And
was
again,
good.
you're putting your arms in a circle for
In a
listeners. Sorry.
circle.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Oreo jumps through.
It's like a hula
Like
hoop.
jumping through a hoop. Yeah, yeah.
I should try a real hoop next time.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good
Yes.
too. That would be
Good
good
boy.
too. What a beautiful, beautiful bun, and knows his
Yes.
tricks. You've taught
Yes.
him well, Belle. You've taught him well.
Thank you.
No.
That is when you
Mhm.
said about. I hope you don't mind if I ask you this, but you said you hope he's younger, but maybe 3 years. You're concerned about lifespan, correct?
Yes, yeah, because as we know, rabbits, I mean, I would say as we know, rabbits live long, but for some people, they don't know that rabbits live more than a few years.
Yeah.
Right. So luckily for him, to my knowledge, the smaller the rabbit, the longer they live, right? So I think he's a mid-size, so hopefully he, reaches around 10 or even more, hopefully.
Well, I will tell you, I know people always say 7 to 10 years, 7 to 10 years. And we had a rabbit, and again, a rescue, so not 100% sure, that was with us for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously young when we rescued him, but lived. So I hope that gives you, I mean, I know it's all over the place. Some pass away younger and some older, but that's what we experienced because again, always heard years ago, I don't know what they're saying today, 7 to 10 years is the average, of course, average lifespan. So be optimistic. I know you take good care of them, but be optimistic.
Thank you. Thank you. That gives me a lot more hope.
I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
How did you teach him how to high five?
Oh, I actually just uploaded a reel today
Really?
on that.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
But in general, get your rabbit used to standing up first. So, have the treat hold them up so they can go up on their hind legs. Once they're used to that, you can put a treat right in between your fingers or on your hand somewhere, but kind of like that, like a little barrier. Yeah. And then you kind of let them smell the treat, have them stand up like how they're used to, and then have them start to try to grab your hand.
Makes sense.
So Oreo started, a lot of people say they use 2 hands or they dig into me. So just keep at it. Sometimes you might want to reward them quick. Like once they grab it right away, give them so they know that they don't have to dig for the treat or anything. Yeah. And then just keep practicing. Eventually, they might get lazy and just use 1 hand. That's kind of what happened with Oreo. And he still sometimes does 2 hands too. So most of the time I try to just do up really high, and then eventually only one of their paws then are able to like grab onto my hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and be aware their nails are hard. So
yes.
know that it might scratch you a little bit.
God, he's so pretty. Look at that.
I see the upload, the bunny high five tutorial that you have posted, and again, it's Oreo.thebunnyrabbit on Instagram. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's the tutorials on how to do. You can do this at home, right? You can do this at home. Yeah.
And to be honest, he learned it really fast. And one thing I do is, again, as the same thing for, starting social media is let your bunny bond with your bunny and let them trust you first.
Yes.
So they associate you with good things, associate you with treats. So they are willing and happy to, do everything to make you happy and also do everything to get the treat.
And again, not all rescues, depends on their background.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, I've said this before, Jonathan, I hope you don't mind. Again, we rescued a rabbit that had a horrible history, and we just kind of let her be, because she would scream and back up when she saw my hands. And eventually she became one of the most loving buns we've ever had. We let her be. And
every rabbit takes time. I know another bunny mom friend of mine who got a second bunny, and he was rescued from like a hoarding situation. So he is very, very timid, very shy, but he loves his bun mom so much. Like that's the only person that he would, trust.
And that's okay.
And that's
And
okay,
that's okay,
too.
as long as he loves the bun mom, right?
Yes,
Look at
but
Oreo.
and then each rabbit has their own way of, saying that they love you. Some rabbits really do show it by, grooming you, licking you. Some
Yeah.
rabbits just show it by just sitting next to you or, lying in the same room with you. Right. So you have to slowly bond. And a lot of people ask me a lot because you see a lot of my stories and pictures that Oreo is a big cuddler. I can say that Oreo was not a big cuddler before.
Yeah.
He still does not color in bed either. He only does it on his own terms. So that's what I focus on too.
Yeah.
But I want to share, not a special story, but something that
Please.
me and my partner actually realized is my bond with Oreo didn't actually kind of, got better until I helped him get through like a gasostasis episode for the first time ever. Yes. So, I mean, we're friends, he likes me and everything, but right after I helped him feel better, right after he recovered from that, he was just so much more closer to me. He would hang.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was almost like an instant. Like he realized that, oh, you're here to help me feel better.
Aww.
I trust you so much more now. And, every time that has happened, and unfortunately he has so many stasis episodes and gas before, but every time that has happened, I feel that he gets even closer to me. Like even as of now, like a year ago, we were already, pretty close. He started to groom me finally after like 6 months of trying to get him to groom me or lick me. I thought we were great. Like this is a great bond. We've already achieved, the highest level of trust.
That's great.
And then he gets sick again, and I help him recover again. And then we got even closer. Like the next time he snuggled up closer to my leg. And the next time he was okay being in between my legs, kind of like that. So I would say it's a constant process, I would say, of bonding with your rabbit. I don't think you would ever achieve, the highest trust, but just when you thought that you already reached it, there's more your rabbit can offer.
You have to be patient, and it's got to be on their terms. You can't force it. On their terms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't force it.
That's so cool. Now, when he goes to stasis, do you have a local rabbit setting vet that's near you, or?
Yes, I have let's see. I have the 24-hour one that is not so near. It's around an hour away, but I do have a few around that are a little bit closer.
Yeah, see, mine's an hour away too, so I feel you.
Yes.
We have one, a 24-hour that are very savvy with rabbits. That's about an hour away also.
Everybody's an hour or more away from a good rabbit savvy ER.
Yeah. And I think of the countless times that, 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
It always has to be
right.
At
It's never
always
in the middle of the afternoon or early evening. It's always middle of the night. It seems to be.
And then on a weekend or on a holiday when they know that the vets are closed.
So one more question about the Instagram. What's like the number one question you get when people like direct message you? What's like your topic of discussion?
Yeah, there's a few. Mostly I would say about rabbit care. I think they see how clean Oreo's area is, or when he's up on the bed with me or doing other stuff. I'd say the most common question is, how did you train your rabbit? Or why is there not poop around your house? So a lot of time I have to explain to them about spaying and neutering to help with those behaviors. I also tell them as simple as, putting the poop back, putting the pee-soaked paper towel back, but I also send them an article on the House Rabbit Society. They have a great article that they list everything, including behaviors and what you can do. So I usually send them that.
When you said how clean, Oreo doesn't poop outside of the litter box?
There's special occasions that happen, and I'll get to that later. But in general, he is, I would say, 95% litter box trained.
That's great. That's great.
He is.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I would say he is neutered, and then we did start with a small area, and that's what I tell everybody too. Is start with a pen first, so they know where the litter box is, and then slowly expand.
All of ours would always urinate in the litter box. There was never a problem with that. Maybe when we first brought them in a couple of times, but There were droppings, and people would say, "Isn't that gross? Isn't that gross?" I said, if you're feeding them correctly, they have no odor, and they're like, and you put them between your. I had a friend over, and I said, "Watch this," and I, put it between my fingers. It's fiber. It's fiber, and it doesn't smell. And I remember, smell this, picking up one, and you realize then that these people, it's like, so you're picking up a piece of your rabbit's poop, defecation, forgive me, crap, whatever, and you want me to smell it. And there's no smell, there's no scent to it. Again, if you're caring for them properly.
Yes. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that they are, 100% vegetarian.
Yeah.
Right? Or vegan.
Vegan. Yeah.
Not even
vegan.
any living creature. Yes. So if you feed them properly, and they also, their poops are also great fertilizer. I actually collect Oreo's poops for many reasons. First reason is also to make his litter box last longer. Okay. I know it's a lot of work. Yeah. Some people, if you have time, it's a great way to prolong your litter box. As we know, sometimes litter is not the most cheapest thing out there.
Yeah, yes.
So when I pick up the poop out of there, it makes it last a little bit longer. I also save them I have a local friend of mine, not a friend actually, a local person I just met on a Facebook gardening group that has her own garden, and she was like, "I will take your rabbit's poop." Really? So she comes, she gives me a bucket, and then I fill it up. It takes around a month or a month and a half to fill it up all the way to the brim. I send her a message. She comes back. We do a little exchange. She gives me another bucket.
Ordinary, insanely cool. Wow.
Yeah. And if you have your own garden or anything, you can just use it. Rabbit poop is cold fertilizer, so you do not have to compost it before you use it. You can just throw it in the or you can put it in the composter. It's up to you. But the person I give my Oreo's poops to, she uses it as top dressings for her vegetables, for a vegetable garden. She just she tells me she just like sprinkles it on top soil. That's all.
And
I've never heard that.
Obviously.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It
so
does.
For anyone who wants to try that, I've actually put a few in my own house plants.
and they
have not,
right?
And they have not died yet, and they actually are doing very well. They grew out new leaves. Of course, use a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But it is 100% organic. Rabbits give back to the earth. And then the great thing is that once her garden was blooming and producing all those, she gave us a bunch of like carrot tops for Oreo.
Oh, wow.
We got some beets. We got lavender. So almost like giving back to the community. I love it.
That's wonderful. And the carrot tops, we all know how they love the carrot tops.
Yeah. Yes.
I've been known to hang around, and especially at a certain store in the produce section, and sometimes people just tear them off, or I will ask, and are you use the tops?
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, oh, here. I mean, a lot, I know I don't want to stalk people and hang around, especially a guy that looks like me, and I don't want to get thrown out of the store. But a lot of people I have seen that just take them off before the carrots, before they put them in a bag, and they leave them there, which is great, which is great for rabbit people.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't know, it's up to the store, but there are some stores that are kind of local to my area that I call ahead, and some of them cut the carrot tops in advance.
And they save them.
So you could always, call up the store, and just doesn't hurt to ask. They could say no. I think one of the stores got a little bit weirded out, and we're like, okay, we'll give you it this time, but next time we're going to charge you. So I stopped going there.
They were going to charge you for something that they were going to throw away.
I don't know. Some people do eat it, but yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I've made things with carrot tops, but the store, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I don't want to be too harsh. I just think that's awful.
It's okay. But there are stores that, might be willing to, give you some. I think I ask for vegetable scraps, because sometimes they have other things too.
Gotcha. So to back to social media, do you have like a strict social media schedule for the week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Or is it just sporadic that you're going to do this on Monday, this on Wednesday? And then what's the difference between a post, a story, and a reel?
Yes, great. Yeah. So first question, let's see. Do I have a schedule? So personally, my goal since I started Ori's Instagram is to post every day, whether it's not, it might not be, super high quality content, but I still want to put something out there to like have it for the day. Also personally, just for me, so I can kind of look
Yeah.
back and have a smile if I'm having a bad day later that day. But I do know from a lot of my own research too that having a strict schedule is very important. Yes. So if you cannot post every day like me, and posting every day is not even a must too. There's so
Okay.
many accounts that grow just, posting it at schedule, but you do want to stick to a weekly schedule. So it could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It could be Tuesday, Thursday. Pick what works for you. You can start small and, slowly work up to post more content.
Okay.
Right. And then one tip that I really like is you can always go back to your insights, which is, a way for you to see how much engagement, how many likes, how many followers you get per day. So Instagram provides that for you already. So you can go into that, look back like, 90 days or 30 days, and just look around your graph and see which days you have the most engagement. So you can pick those days as the day you want to post. Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes everybody.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What about a different time of day, like in the morning, afternoon, at night? What works best for you?
So for me, I post in the late morning because I take into consideration, I think most of my audience is in the United States, although I have a lot of fun friends all over the world, which I love. But since a lot of our audience is in the United States, I post around 10 to 12, depending on, I try to keep it between 10 and 11. So it's like, everybody's awake on the East Coast. You guys just started to wake up on the West Coast, and then the people in Europe and elsewhere already had their day and, closing, turning in for the night, and they see an Oreo post before they go to bed.
Belle, I've got to ask you, so you're able to see what countries, and again, I don't know anything about that, looking at that chart or however, I'm lucky if I remember the hashtag things. That being said, is there a country or an area that you were really surprised from, or a little, you know what I mean? I'm saying.
I didn't look into much. At first, I didn't know that rabbits is quite popular in India, right? So when I saw that at first, that was a kind of like a surprise for me, I would say, because I've never been to India before, and a lot of my Indian friends that I have made growing up in Thailand, they didn't say much about rabbits. So it was quite a surprise when I saw that, but then now I know that it's a huge and very popular there too, which is wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, to see another country with so much love for a rabbit.
Rabbits, yeah.
Yes, so that was one. And then you can also, talking about the time, Jonathan asked about the time to post, you can also check when you get most engagement during the day too. It tells you, the app tells you how many followers are active or something during the day, so you can see when it's the highest and I would say pick before that, at least half an hour before that peak. So because you want your content to be on there, ready to be seen when everybody else logs on to see it.
Wow, you're very, very savvy. I mean, it blows me away. It blows me away. I'm hearing things
this didn't happen
until
existed. Yeah, until later too. I didn't take it seriously until probably a year ago. So just what I learn as I go. Yeah.
Obviously, you learn well and you adapt very quickly, Belle. I mean, I just think that's fantastic. You look about how many followers on Instagram. You said earlier, I have it up now, over 100,000.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Seriously, I mean that's incredible.
It is. I still can't
in a short period of time.
The reels and a story. What's the difference? Because I'm still trying to adjust to that.
Yeah, the types of feeds. So I guess I'll talk about the types of feed you can do on Instagram. The very most simple one on feed posts, which is a lot of social media people refer to feed posts, is just either a normal picture when you post just one picture on Instagram. And there's also a carousel post, which is the same as feed post, but you post many pictures. So, when you can swipe through different pictures or different videos, that's called a carousel post. And then there's a reel, which is the newest thing on Instagram, which is practically TikTok or short form video. So reels are videos that are separate from just posting a normal video onto your feed post too. So those are the top three. Right now, Instagram is pushing Reels a lot. If you talk to me, about this a year and a half ago, I would say photos all the way.
Yeah, same
So
here.
it's still always changing. As of right now, Reels are a thing. You get a lot more engagement and more distribution for your Reels, no matter how small or big your account is. And then a story is onto a separate part of your account. So it's a story only lasts for 24 hours, and it's on the very top. When you log onto Instagram, you see all the icons of everybody with like a rainbow circle around them. Those are called stories. So people post that throughout the day. It's created more to show what your day is like. And if you want to share something that is, might not be not as important, or something that people can just kind of like follow along with you.
You see me making notes because I'm, I didn't know about the carousel. I'm serious. You see, I'm making them about the real.
Yes, I'm here to share. And a lot of people, seem they might be scared to ask me. I know a lot of people can be like, oh, I don't want to ask, like, what Oreo, like how do you do that and how I do that. But I want to say, like, feel free to ask me. I know I might have a lot of DMs, and I always try to get to all the messages, but I do have, a few other bunny accounts that are starting to grow too. And I've made so many friends from, just talking to another bunny mom, and it's been so wonderful. But what I love is we share these ideas with each other. They ask me like, oh, how did you edit your reel to be like that? What do you use? Kind of like that. So we all share all of this. And I'm the type, I was going to say, the number of followers, I'm still in awe that Oreo has over 100,000. Every time I go on his Instagram, it just warms my heart up to like, oh my gosh, there's so many people who like him. Like when I put him on, and you guys are just like, oh, he's so cute. It's like, oh, you have the same reaction as me.
I love about you, Belle, you're such a vibrant personality, and so giving to people and helping people. I mean, I really, really love that about you.
Thank you so
vibrant
much.
Yeah, it's wonderful and warm.
Yes, yeah, the goal for our account now is just to continue sharing Oreo's journey, what the funny things he does. And then I love talking about rabbits. A lot of people are like, I'm so sorry to take your time, and they ask me a little bit rabbit question, and then I give them like a whole paragraph a whole essay on rabbits. So I think what we have in the rabbit community is amazing, how we just support each other, and we just have a voice for these kind of voiceless creatures in a way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And again, very giving and taking time. I get people would think, I don't want to impose, I don't want to this, and you give them the full answer because you want to help. Do you know where that comes from in you, that you want to help? I know very loving with Oreo, but that you're so free to want to help others. Do you, any idea? I know it's kind of a weird question.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it developed a little bit later in my life. As a little kid, I probably wasn't as giving as I am now.
Little kids, yeah.
Yes, but I think part of my profession, as a performer, as a pianist, is also being a piano teacher. So I have been teaching piano for over 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
And part of teaching piano is also, teaching young children. Yeah, I didn't think I would enjoy teaching young children as much, but the more I grew and the more I learned about piano and, my skills and all that, I really enjoy teaching young children. And to be a teacher, you have to be 100% selfless, patient, and of course, giving. So I think a lot of that has transferred onto me.
Do you also give lessons to adults?
Yes.
So obviously prefer I'm not going to ask you that. That's terrible. But you love,
okay, but
you love teaching the children. I'm just leaving it at that.
I do teach of all ages. I prefer to teach children, but I do have adult students as well. There's not many, adults taking piano, of course, but I have taught adults throughout my whole life, just in a less number than children.
And teaching the children's got to be wonderful because they're so open and excited when they learn something.
Yes, yeah,
and adults aren't, but it's different.
Yes, but one part about teaching children is also kind of like rabbits. You have to, really entice them and make something look so good that it is.
So your setup you have behind you, those boxes, I like those. Where did you get those?
Yes, so
Tiny
this
houses.
is from Small Pet Select.
Okay.
Yeah, disclaimer, it is a sponsored what is it? A sponsored product
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
for that, but I have been loving it and I, really what is it? Recommend it to people. It doesn't come with these though. I want to talk about these because these are really
Please.
helpful. So these
Exactly.
are just carpet remnants that I got from, Lowe's or Home Depot. I
Okay.
measured them and I just cut them, but I just lay them there and Oreo hasn't had any problems doing it. I think I actually saw another bunny account who did and the same thing too.
Really?
But
Oh, is that hardwood or is that cardboard?
it's wood actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really great. The thing about these is that I see that when Oreo gets on here at first, he's a little bit doubtful and not so confident moving on it. And we know rabbits don't have pads on their feet. So I felt that he was probably a little bit slippery. So that's how I got these.
Smart.
Done. So I would say, if you have any type of castle, or there's, so many types of wooden castles out there, but for your rabbits to get, you could do a blanket, or I like these carpet remnants just because they're a little bit harder and they stay in shape and you just put them on. But one thing about these castles is that there are no, he's going to go on there.
Oh, there's
I guess he doesn't care if there's a thing or not.
There's Oreo.
But they don't have any nails and they fit like a puzzle.
Oh, I like
that. And even all the sides are you slide it into each other. Yeah, interlocking. So you don't have to worry about nails or glue or tape or any of those too. And it's very sturdy. I'm confident sitting on it myself. Yes. And they have for these bridges looking thing, this is also a separate thing. Okay. Oreo likes it a lot more as a straight bridge. Some people use them as a little ramp. For ramps, I feel rabbits don't have it as good as a grip to go up, but some rabbits like it. Can you put it back here?
Yeah, for the listeners, once they watch the video, they'll see what we're talking about. But I really like that setup.
Yeah, and then the one good thing about these is that it's customizable. So I put it in the corner. That's why I made it like this. If you want to have, you can take it off like this. Careful, Oreo.
Oreo.
I can put this down, buddy. Just a little bit. I could, if I wanted a 3-story, I'll stack it up on there. Kind of like really that. So you can stack as much as you can. You can make it into a maze or any configurations that fit your room. I'm gonna put this back.
Look how cute. Look at Oreo. Oh, guys, just get.
I really like that setup a lot.
I do too. Tell Belle, what's the brand again, please?
Yes, Small Pet Select.
Small, okay.
And I think they recently came out with kind of like a double size one. So instead of like, a 1x1 is like a 1x2. So it's like almost like a tunnel.
Oh, that is a great setup. I love that. Yeah. I love the fact that you put the carpet remnants on top. Yeah, so they feel a little more sure-footed when they jump.
And once this in, you might even see them Binky on them and
really
and all those. Yeah.
Do you remember the first Binky of Oreo?
Yes, I do.
Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, of course. And maybe I'll share it on a story later today, so maybe our listeners can go back to watch it. But we were at our old apartment, and we had just like a little hallway. And once Oreo knew that it was, a hallway, once he explored and mapped out the place in his head, because we know rabbits have to have a map in their head, he started to do zoomies first, and then all of a sudden he did like his first, Binky bounce, and it was just like what? And he also loved chasing or just following us in a way. So we would take him to around the corner, back in there, and then quickly run out, and then he would like come out with a Binky too.
That's great. When you see that, I mean, you just know how, and then when they do zoomies, how happy they are and comfortable they are.
No,
it's absolutely. Belle's petting Oreo. How cute.
He's thinking though.
Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Jonathan, I've learned a lot today. A lot today.
You know what? Me too. Have you ever thought about doing a YouTube tutorial about how to start an Instagram page and just basically kind of teach people?
I have not.
That's a great idea. Jonathan, that's a great idea.
It is a great idea. Maybe I'll consider it in the future. There's just a lot to talk about. And then one thing is it's always changing.
Yeah.
So, once you talk about something, maybe a month or two later, it
Might change.
changes.
Yeah.
Yes. But there are a lot of YouTube or other people who talk about Instagram features on YouTube too.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's great. And again, I love the Instagram site, and I'm just blown away at over 100,000. And again, how long ago did you start that?
Let's see. I started in 2020, so it's
Wow,
been
just a few
2 years.
2 years.
2 years
Wow.
and a month or two. Yes.
And
Yeah. One thing I want to add though is for people who are looking to start Instagram and all is to have an example account. When I started, is to go look at your favorite accounts that are big and doing well, and see what they're doing and copy what they're doing. If they post photos of, and I can say, everybody's welcome to look at Oreo's account, see what I'm doing, post similar stuff, or take it as like an inspiration or an influence to produce kind of similar accounts, because you have to learn by copying in a way.
Yeah.
Copying in a safe way, obviously. Not,
yeah.
but yes, but look into, that's what I did. I looked into, there weren't, too many, there's a few bunny accounts out there that are, pretty big. Like Lennon the Bunny was there before. She's not too active on Instagram, but I would go look at her Instagram, see what she's doing. I also looked at other famous pet accounts and, see what hashtags they're using, what they're posting, what kind of content they're posting that you personally like. So I kind of learned from, what is it? I forgot the phrase, but learn from someone who's already been doing it.
Just kind of, mimicking what they're doing.
Yes, yeah, and then just personalizing and then making it your own.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to learn about hashtags by going to your account and see how you do it. I got to get better with hashtags. Everybody knows, Jonathan, I've got to get better with hashtags. Julia knows I've got to get better with hashtags.
I remember when hashtag was starting to become a thing, and I was still weirded out by it. I remember feeling like, well, what is it?
I cannot use the excuse that, well, I'm an old man. I got to do it. You just got to do it. You got to get it together and do it. Get it together, Louis, and do it. You are.
Yeah, I would say even for hashtags, I'm happy to give you, some things. Like first, hashtags on Instagram, you're limited to 30 hashtags for your post. 30. Yes. Wow. So I've been told, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told that nothing more than 5 does anything to your post. I'm actually in the process of proving that right now. So if you go back to my Instagram, the past few days, I've been only doing 3 to 5 hashtags. I'm going to test this theory out if it's true. And then, because before I've been posting up to 30 hashtags. But my suggestion, for hashtags is have, maybe around 10 to 15 or even 20 hashtags that you would use, or have a number of hashtags that you would use every time. And these hashtags apply to your account. So for example, for rabbits, I would use like hashtag rabbits of Instagram, hashtag bunnies of Instagram, hashtag bunny mom, rabbit care, bunnygram, all of that. So I have a group where I always use it on every post. And then I save a few for specialized hashtags. So for example, that day I'm talking about litter box training. So I would hashtag litter box, hashtag rabbit care tips, kind of like that. And if you post a reel about, I don't know, your bunny's doing tricks like how I did today, I would do like hashtag pet tricks, hashtag funny animals, something like that.
That makes sense.
So you want to distribute one thing. And also another tip that I learned is also to vary out your hashtags. So make sure that you use some hashtags that are widely used. So there's like, you can do this by going on Instagram and typing out the hashtag, and it will tell you about how many posts are used on that hashtag right now. So you could have some hashtags that have a wide distribution. So maybe like, 1 million people have used it or 500,000. And you pick some hashtags that are a little bit lower, like, 30,000, 15,000. And then you pick a few hashtags that are small, maybe 1,000. And also one important thing is to have your own hashtag. So you could be like hashtag rabbit savior. Gotcha. And then, so when people like click on that hashtag, everything that has to do with rabbit savior is on there.
Very smart.
Yeah.
I actually learned on this cat.
Well, I'm glad. I'm here to like share. I love to talk about it. I mean, I learned by, learning. I think I asked some people about it too. So I'm happy to, everybody should, be able to learn and just have fun with it.
That's
And
so
I
rad.
love that about
No,
you.
no gatekeeping.
I'm,
There's not, it doesn't do me any good by, keeping all these secrets.
Well, you
I'm
did
just
an amazing job. Amazing job.
Thank you.
absolutely, and I love that you're so giving, and your
Yeah.
personality is you're so vibrant and warm. I love that about you. And
I want to say, like, yeah, I do have Oreo to thank for that because, with a rabbit, you just have to give more than you can take.
yeah,
Right.
I understand that. Yet it comes from within you also, I believe.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love that. I've learned a lot. I've got copious notes here for me. So it was wonderful, Belle. Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on today. Amazing.
Hopefully we can do an update down the road a little
Yeah.
bit. Oh, I'd
Yeah.
love to know what you find out about the 5 hashtags versus the
Yeah. Please let us know.
Yeah. Seriously,
Yes,
I would love that.
I'll post about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Jonathan
Always a
Silva,
pleasure.
Rabbit Savior. Thank you. Oh, the account, the Instagram again is, tell us.
Which one, me or Belle?
Both of you.
Rabbit Savior, rabbitsavior.com.
Belle?
And then
And
it's
Oreo dot
Bunny.
the bunny rabbit.
Yep.
Yes. Do we have any questions? I guess we
Do you have
normally
any
look
questions?
into
Yeah.
that. I don't
Louis,
know if
did anybody
anybody
email
is
us?
on.
Do I?
Yeah. Does anybody know? Did anybody email us through the site or any chats?
I don't. Was the chat on?
Should be.
Yeah.
If not, we'll get some questions on the upload.
Yes.
So,
And then
Absolutely.
I'll said when you upload, I'll go take a look at it and I
Yeah.
can personally answer some myself
Awesome.
too.
Cool.
I
Well,
love
thank you so
this.
much for your time, guys. This is amazing.
We'll have to do an update
Always.
down the road, Jonathan, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jonathan Silva, Rabbit Savior. And wow, Belle, amazing.
Let's say bye to Oreo though. Where's he at?
Oreo.
Yeah, Oreo, come here, buddy.
Oh,
Here
He
you
wants
go.
to go out already. He's
Oreo.
ready to go to the kitchen, buddy. He's biting on the gate.
Oh, there he is.
He
See
is
you later,
locked.
Oreo.
He's locked in his palace right
His
now, and it's not
palace.
enough.
There
Oh,
he is.
hello.
There he is. There he
Hello,
is.
There he is.
Oreo.
Oh,
Hi, buddy.
See you later,
Can
buddy.
you say? Can you say
look
bye
how-
bye?
High five.
Can you say bye bye?
That's-
Come on. Come say bye bye. Bye. Good
Oh,
Oh.
God, that
boy.
just melts my heart. That is beautiful. That is
Awesome.
beautiful.
Boy.
Oh, that's beautiful. Bill, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Jonathan, as always.
Always,
friend.
guys. See you later.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you again for being so giving.
Amazing, Bun Mom.
Absolutely amazing.